What is the female equivalent of a man-child? I knew a girl in college who would talk in a baby voice, Ruthie. But also she'd wear really low-cut tops and short skirts, with no underwear, or like, a thong? I definitely saw most of her ass. And she would, in her baby voice, make all these gross innuendos. It was weird. She wasn't my friend, I knew her through my friend Vivian. According to Vivian, Ruthie actually had a normal voice that she used when boys weren't around, but I'm a guy so I never heard it. Vivian would sometimes come to me pissed off after a party that I decided not to go to because Ruthie had been coming on to her boyfriend and then she was coming on to me as boyfriend, and then Ruthie was talking shit about me because I'd left her on read when she invited me to the party. Also Ruthie told me the theme was suits and black dresses, but she told the girls that the theme was sluts, so make up your mind on that. So, whatever Ruthie is. That's a woman child. Talks in a baby voice, wears clothes that are way too small, insecure, and very emotionally immature. My sister. 28 years old and can't hold down a job to save her life, lives off our senior dad like a succubus, spends literally all her time watching anime, never showers, and is just generally unpleasant to be around. Narcissistic and can't take blame in any way, shape, or form, so blames everyone else for her shortcomings. Had to be warned by my other sister that if she didn't stop throwing temper tantrums she couldn't be around her children, our niece and nephew, anymore, because she was not being a good role model for them, steals people's things and manipulates to get her way, or screams and cries if she doesn't. I'm not even kidding, she still goes grocery shopping with our dad every weekend and will bawl her eyes out if he wants to do something without her. Also calls him down and demasculates him on a daily basis. That, my friends, is a woman child. In Jungian psychology it is called the Purella. Check it out on YouTube, and there is a famous book on it by von Franz talking about the eternal child, man-child/woman child. There is also an episode of the podcast This Jungian Life on it as well that is really good. It's pretty much the same, and I'm sure we've all seen the stereotypes and cliches of both man and woman versions of it somewhere in our own lives and movies. If it's you or someone you love who suffers from this, know it is something that does not need to stay that way. It's just gonna take some work, literally and figuratively, but if it's something that kinda just sprung into mind and piqued your interest, then I'd recommend checking out some videos, quiz it can be super interesting. Someone who does something incredibly stupid, like let her car registration lapse for 6 months, gets a $600 ticket for it that you have to pay for cause you're the only one with a fucking job, and then when you show the slightest bit of frustration at the situation, turns into a crying mess for hours, and you know it won't stop until you apologize because that's the way these things always fucking go. Or someone who puts the tea kettle on while you're working in your office on a conference call with your entire team of 14 people, and then goes outside to talk to the neighbors for 20 minutes, so the kettle starts whistling while you're recording on video trying to show your team how to do important stuff, so you have to excuse yourself to turn off the stove. Then she wanders back in the house, realizes she forgot about the kettle, then opens your closed office door to ask if you were in a meeting while the kettle was going off. Then when you tell her yes, in fact you're still in a recorded meeting, she yells out "fuck" really loudly, then walks away leaving the door wide open. So you are left dumbfounded on recorded video for a full minute before you can gather yourself and finish your demo. Then, when you check back in the video, lo and behold, her expletive outburst is immortalized in the recording, so when you tell her about it she becomes a crying mess for hours, and you know it won't stop until you apologize because that's the way these things always fucking go. I'm a woman, but what comes to my mind is not willing to contribute to the success of the family dynamic, not helping clean or cook, not helping emotionally with their partner, not willing to work or further their life because they just want to stay home with no responsibilities while the man takes the whole workload. For me 22F, I just feel like you should be a team working through the daily household chores together or helping out a little extra when one or the other isn't at 100, as well as not taking accountability for her shit behavior and blaming it in her horoscope. That gives me the biggest ick. I think it's those women that got stuck in the 15-year-old being mean is cute/cool mindset, and they're just assholes to everyone, and then they cry when someone stands their ground. I had kids with that woman. Been happily divorced 8 years now. I realized that raising the 3 kids on my own, I got custody, would be less work than raising them in her. It was significantly cheaper, too. My family didn't call her Pillow Princess though. She got a few other nicknames like waif, useless C word, or my mom's nickname for her, egg donor. She's still unemployed, no license, no marketable skills, and no boyfriend because, as she's discovering, a 40-plus-year-old mom who doesn't even have overnight visits with her own children, doesn't work, and leeches off of people doesn't check off a lot of boxes for most guys.